The drastic change in my life, part 13.
Someone for motor vehicle accident. The second motor vehicle accident rear-ended three-car accident, which was already denied by the auto insurance company in December 2019. So I got a summons after I was denied by the insurance company. Mark you, I was rear-ended. For all rear-ended, as if you go on the internet, it will tell you it's not your fault. It's not your fault. You understand? Person may be driving too close or something, but it's never your fault unless you have proof, because there are some people who are malicious who will reverse your car into their car, right? Reverse their car into your car. Sorry about that, right? And many times, if people have their camera, that's when definitely that can be taken into court, and it's not your fault. But if you can't prove it, it's going to be your fault, right? So here, I was rear-ended again, but I was denied by the insurance company. Someone received dated January 6, 2020 for rear-ended three-car accident dated August 8, 2019, 5 months after accident. Court date was set for March 2nd, 2020. 5 months, okay? This was a summons. You can pause and read. Summons received, as I said. The court hearing would be located at 60 Queen Street, West Toronto. Criminal Act number 20, received by the Court of Law, March 2020. Motor vehicle accident dated 8/29. Plan R, no convictions for my rear-ended motor vehicle accidents. Okay. Just to remind you, there were 7 of us involved in that accident, plus eyewitness, plus the police. That's 9 total, right? Denied number 15, 60 Queen Street, West Toronto, Ontario Courtroom on March 2nd, 2020, for MVA dated August 8, because of these people. And I will tell you this. It was a challenge. It was a challenge. For the first time, my GPS wasn't working. I'll tell you, it was the first time. I will tell you the story. The first time my GPS wasn't working, and I'm not making this up. As I said, they really know how to manipulate the system. We are under google.ca. Okay, so systemic. Everybody works together. So you tell me, in all my time using my GPS on the day of the hearing, it says I would reach downtown in 40 minutes. I was leaving home Minister 7, and my GPS says 40 minutes. I was thinking, wow, downtown, my hearing was at 9 o'clock, but I know definitely that going downtown, the traffic's normally bad, right? So I'm giving myself enough time, hoping that I'll be at the courthouse by 8:30. So I left out Minister 7, and it says 40 minutes. I head out, I stopped the drive-through for breakfast, and I realized it was still saying 40. I was driving my vehicle along towards the highway. It was still saying 40, and I found it strange. Why wasn't it changing? Then by the time I got to the ramp of the highway, there to enter the highway, cars were sitting on the highway. Cars were sitting. The highway was so backed up. And then I said, oh my God, I hope I will get enough time to reach, right? I was already on the ramp, so I went. When I finally got to a chance to enter the highway, I decided to maneuver. Because every time I get a chance, I get to change lane because I need to go, right? And I'm thinking I'll have to get off because it's really bad. I'm gonna get off at the next exit or so, and then I tell you, God is a good God. I felt, no, continue, just continue. That's what I felt in my spirit, to continue. I was gonna get off because I said if I get off into the the inside roads with the traffic lights and all that is gonna make matters worse. So I'll stay on. So I was encouraged to stay on. And when two exits later, I realized I was moving and I was wondering why was the traffic and I was moving, but my GPS was now saying 19 minutes to downtown. That's not possible. That's not possible. So while I'm driving, I recalculated my GPS. I said it recalculate, and then it was still showing me. It was now showing me like 17 minutes to my destination. That's impossible. I was going downtown. Okay, I'm supposed to go to 427 South, and that would have been impossible because it's usually that's the heart of the city there, and it's usually busy. But anyway, I was on my way. Then I realized when I came up to the fork for the bridge to go to 427 North, which would have taken me back to my home, I supposed to be going 427 South. And the GPS is actually taking me on the bridge. And on the bridge, the vehicles were at a standstill. It's a long bridge, eh? And the vehicles were at a standstill. And I'm thinking, luckily, I had an idea of where, like downtown, that I have an idea that is 427 South for sure. So I stood in the middle of the fork. I drove right in the middle of the fork to recalculate my GPS. Guess what happened? It said offline. Can you imagine? My GPS said offline. How is that possible? I needed to go down to the courthouse. So I sat in the middle, not knowing what to do. And thank God, I got a call. I got a call via WhatsApp. Yes. I called. And when I got that call, overseas call via WhatsApp, that's when I realized nothing is wrong with my phone. I spoke with the person briefly and tell him thanks for calling. Then after I hang up, it still said off. GPS still says no. Google still says the internet offline. And I sat there, and then I felt again, and I said, God is a good God, and God's speaking to me. Just drive. You know the way the GPS will come on at some point. So I drove, and so said my GPS came on. I was driving 427 South, and as little before I got to that ramp for me to turn off, the GPS came on. Okay. So I got to the courthouse. Mark, remember, I left at Minister 7, and I got to the courthouse. By the time I find parking and to walk over, because yes, parking was a challenge, and to walk over, I got to the courthouse at 2 minutes to 9. 2 minutes to 9. There were people in the courthouse. Other people came after. The judge was late, so this was now after 9, and I was there. And then people who came in after me, right? They dealt with everyone. The court dealt with everyone and left me for last. And then afterwards, the court realized that not even a cop that was on the scene was there. I guess maybe if that person was a cop, I don't know. Could be just a representative, just a mockery of my thing, my trial here. But I'm not sure if this was a cop. But here the judge was calling over the intercom, calling for the person who should be convicted. None of them, the person who should be convicted, nor the other 5 guys who were in the other car, none appear in the court. Just me and this cop who was not on the scene. If he was a cop, as I said. Anyway, this was, let me go back on here now. It says motor vehicle accidents denied by the court of law. Yeah, it was denied, eh? It was denied because there were no court appearances, no convictions. The judge says that this person will be convicted, but based off what I read on the internet, no, there cannot be any conviction. So that's a lie. He cannot be convicted would not be present. I could be wrong, but what I saw on the internet, okay? So please let me know if that was the right thing that that judge did, okay? All right. It says here summons for August 8 car accident received on January 6, 5 months for airing date. This was after I was denied by the insurance company, right? And then I received the summons for July 2nd. I received on March 6th, 8 months for hearing. Did you know that anything after 6 months is invalid? This summons was invalid, huh? Okay. As per Canada law, and I will show you. Here it is. This was summons for August 8, 2019. And I told you my story. I was the only one, as I told you. Okay. In the absence of the offender, the judge ruled conviction of careless driving. This conviction was against the law. Okay. Please feel free to pause and read, because what I read on the internet, it says failure to attend court meant that a warrant would be issued for an arrest. Okay. Here it is. Compelling appearance of accused before a justice and interim release continued. So I got this from the internet, and the revised statutes of Canada. You see that, right? So we're going to read here summons or warrant. It says a judge or designated justice to whom an information is referred under section 1, subsection 1, and who considers that a case for doing so is made out shall issue either a summons or a warrant for the arrest of the accused to compel him or her to attend before a justice to answer to charge of the offense charged in the information. Okay. And then I did tell Ryan that I was going to court. I did tell him, right? And then I said hi, and then I provided information. Hi, Ryan. He did not provide me with any information. He just told me I should let him know what the outcome is. That's what my lawyer said, Ryan of Naymark Law. Hi, Ryan. The judge ruled conviction. Out of 8 of us, 7 involved and 1 witness, I was the only one in attendance. From the time the summons was served in January, the court date in March could be easily missed. I had forgotten to until recently. I spoke to the witness on my return, who said he has been ill and was on his way to the doctor's office. Can you imagine? He said he had forgotten. Okay. Since I was the only witness who showed at court today, the judge ruled that the person will be convicted. Ryan, I was wondering why the second accident had an earlier date than the first accident. Is it automatic that if it is a hit and run, the person will be charged, therefore the case do not have to go before the court? Please advise. Would you believe I sent this, but there was no response from Ryan Naymark Law. Okay.